It's been a long, cold winter. Surely there's plenty more to come. Gathering loved ones close sounds good till it comes time to be done. We're cast to the winds by years and by chance. So welcome home, stranger, to a family of friends. As we roll on to the end.
Well, hi there. I think you're a little too far ahead. Why don't we start at the beginning of the movie? Just a warning, because I am going to be gone for pretty much a week. Hi guys, it's Brent, aka Your Favorite Adventurer, and it is Saturday, October 14th, and we are, or at least I am, I'm on my way to my parents for the next 2 days. This is the introduction. This is my first movie that I'm going to make, and we are going to go down to Pennsylvania next Monday. So next Tuesday and Wednesday I have planned to film what's called the Abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike, which is essentially a 13-mile stretch of old highway that was closed down in the 60s. It was originally built in the late 1800s. And on top of that, we are going to, well, I should mention that the highway was meant to be an old railway that was never finished because of like funds or something. But we are also going to explore a little bit of this old aqueduct that was meant again for train usage that was never finished, and an old American-German POW camp. So we are going to be, or at least you're in for an adventure. You've seen my pictures, but now you get to see a movie based on what I see. So I cannot wait to show you guys. So I will see you all in a couple days. Good morning, guys. Today is the day. We are going to the Abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike. Well, half of it, at least. We're exploring half of it today. Plus a couple of other small locations. But I'll bring that up later in the day. But first things first. Breakfast. Nothing like French toast to start the day. Alright guys, let's get going.
Another day, but something feels different about it. I can't explain. Some kind of magic around it. Supernatural, I can't describe it. Like I'm in another dimension. Everything I get in my brain, I usually know what to say. It's like I'm under a spell. It's some kind of magic. It's some kind of magic.
Alright guys, so we just made it to the parking area that leads to Ray's Tunnel, which should be about 1.5. But first, we gotta check if we have all our supplies. So, I got a bottle of water, plus an extra. Got a flashlight for the tunnel. I got a multi-tool kit, because you never know. Let's see here. I got toilet paper because I just had breakfast, so you never know. Let's see. I got a little gator knife just in case. very important, first aid kit. I bought this 2 years ago, and I went all out and bought like the big one. And I got hand sanitizer, and also I have a little bit of snacks for later. Alright, we're going to bring this too, just in case. Snap it on here. Get unlocked. I've never used this one before. Alright. Let's go through here. Perfect. I don't think we'll need bug spray. I won't need my fishing pole. I don't want to scare anybody. But then again, you never know. I don't know what's on this. I don't know what's on this whole stretch of old highway, but I think we'll be okay. Alright, this is where the trail begins. And that's where the highway, I assume, came down here and went up this way. This is just a trail going up. As soon as we get to the top, we should be able to see the beginning of the old highway. Wow. This is the start. Already I'm impressed. I mean, this is something out of like a post-apocalyptic movie. So, you got your barriers. Now, initially, I thought it went that way. I'm probably wrong. See this big gap in the trees? That's most likely where the old highway went. But that's on private property. I'm not going to hike up there. But, alright. Thus the journey begins. So surreal. Nature is slowly reclaiming this entire highway, but we should see a sign that says Pike to Bike. It's owned by this organization that owns this, and they want to turn it into like a legit trail. I mean, while respectfully, you know, keeping the history of everything. But I don't know. I kind of like it the way it is. Gives it personality. More barriers. Hopefully we don't get hit with a nut. Yep. There's the other part of the road. Pretty much buried underneath just a bunch of moss and dirt. There's the other side. So, yeah. What, 1, 2? Yeah, this looks like the proper width of a 4-lane highway. Well, then again, this is constructed in the 30s, so it's not like the mega highways we see today. Yeah, it's pretty long, but that's okay. We got today and tomorrow, and it's only, let's see here, it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. We got tons of time. I do wish, however, I got back into jogging before I did this. I just realized I'm on the wrong side of the road. Way more congested than the left side. Well, that's okay. It's not like I'm gonna be hit by a car or anything. It's a long but gorgeous walk so far. We got some blue sky, some clouds. It shouldn't rain, so that's pretty good. According to GPS, there's a corner that should be coming up. We should be reaching the tunnel fairly soon. Well, we're probably not going into that house. So, we're coming across this hill, and then it curves to the right, and I believe it curves up, and then that should be where the tunnel is. Phew. If there's one thing I'm not a big fan of, is hills, so probably the walk back is gonna stink. Alright, well, we're finding some remnants. Not entirely sure what this is supposed to be, but there's another one down here. If anybody has an idea of what these are supposed to be, there's another one down there, and there's the old white stripe. Still in fairly good condition, despite being faded. There it is. Wow. You know, from a distance, it's kind of creepy, but hey, people walk through it every day, so let's do this. It's hard to believe at one point this was supposed to be a railway because there's hills. I mean, obviously, construction was never finished for the railway, so when they built the highway, you know, they just kind of left the hills in there because cars can traverse it easier than trains could. All right. Old telephone pole. No. Oh, yeah. Telephone pole and old light pole. Yeah, because there used to be offices in this tunnel, so it would be warranted to have like a light pole or two nearby. Wow. That up there, I believe, is where the air vents for the tunnels used to be. That is where the office is. There's a lot of graffiti. And doesn't look too bad. It's not bad. We can do this. I can see where there would be severe traffic congestion, especially in this little tunnel. And you know what? This is the proper size for what could have been a railway. I think you could have fit at least 2 rails through here. Then again, I don't know. Steam engines were pretty big, but not going to focus too much on yeah, a lot of junk in here. Let's see, where is that? Give me that. There's the upstairs. Looks like somebody rigged a ladder to get up there to make it easier. I don't know. This is coal. It's real cool. So this must be where they made heat for like the offices and stuff. At least I assume. Make power. Can I open this door? Yep. Yep. No, maybe not. Probably not. I don't know what this is. Yeah, this is coal. This is old coal. But it's not a furnace per se. Old machinery. I don't know. Because those are pipes. You wouldn't want to put a fire in here, at least. Or that could be it, and that's just where they stored it and just kind of got busted down over time over the last 50 years. Another upper level. Now, did I climb up that ladder? If it makes you feel any better, no, I did not. I Jedi jumped my way up here. Let's see. Old bathroom. Has a sink, obviously. Well, definitely more stable than that ladder, that's for sure. Locked, but I could probably squeeze through there. Yeah, this is where they used to. Quite a ways down. Wow. Big behemoths. These are the fans, or at least what's left of them, that created air circulation throughout the tunnels. This is so surreal. Good shot, Mother Nature. No, I'm not falling for that one. Again, for disclosure, this is all legal to explore. Just, I don't know, I'm not that kind of person that would want to spray paint or damage it any further. Kind of leave it as is. Somebody pried this open and got in there and spray painted it. Alright, what's this? Looks like more rooms. Holy crap. Crap. Well, we're not going all the way down there. No. That looks like it follows all the way to the other end of the tunnel. Which, sorry, that was a big close-up. We're not going to do. I want to actually walk the tunnel. Alright, well, I said that I would climb out through that. And I did. Just the back part. Man, they really digged, because the tunnel goes this way. This is all hill and whatnot. And they dug all the way through that. Wow. And I can see where they did dig out. I'm sweating. Good thing I brought that toilet paper. I was just hearing some weird animal noises. It was like a crow, but at the same time it sounded like a sick crow. Oh, I thought that was a rose. Kind of does look like a rose for a second. I just hiked down that because I wasn't going to go back through there again. It's not because I'm scared, it's just because, well, reasons. Alright, now we're going to do this, but first things first. Echo! Wow. Thought I heard something in the office. Don't want to scare anybody. Not terribly dark. Well, it's a little darker now, but I assume we're halfway. Don't worry, that's just my lamp. But we're almost to the end. I think now we're halfway. At least that's what it seems like. Make no mistake, even with this flashlight, it is dark in here. This is a long tunnel, but we're almost to the end. Sweating in here too. I think that's me suppressing my paranoia. Old paint, still in, again, fairly good condition. This is very surreal. I can't believe they wanted to put a train in here at one point. But the tunnel itself curves. Doesn't curves like up. So I don't know how that would work. Train engineering at its finest. Holy crap. Nearly there. And I'm noticing all these used to be lights, and that tunnel that I refused to go in, that would have gone all the way across. And that would have been pitch black dark. So, good thing we didn't. I gotta fix that squeaking, it's driving me nuts. But we are officially on the other side. Phew. Whew. Well, other part of the office, or the other end, and then it'll show you down further away. It extends back into 4 lanes, but woo! Whew. All right, break time. Sweating. It's something to keep your composure, and as the place is dark as that. The only thing that really made me comfortable was that I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. Won't be one at Sidling Hill tomorrow. Whew. And it's just a small office in there, nothing to brag about. But I'm gonna have some water and then we'll carry on. There's the old Route 76 sign. All right, let's continue. And here's where it splits off from just 2 lanes off into 4. And I just saw some tire tracks. If I recall, the highway department uses this old abandoned highway to like test out like new paints and stuff, and police use it for training. So, but we got almost 4 miles to walk to Oregon Road. That's where our checkpoint will be for the day. Well, we're gonna check out like another point too. And I got my notes with me. I gotta read them. But we'll do that. Then we'll have to walk back. And then by the time we're done, it should be good to go. And of course, it starts sprinkling. So we'll see how this goes. As you can tell, the old lines for the highway are still here. Very faded, but I gotta say this side is a lot better than this side. This side's like all beat up, chewed up, growed in. So, well then again, they did use this side. I would assume they would have to use this side because they filmed The Road, which is a 2009 post-apocalyptic movie. I never saw it, but I'm wondering if they like kept this in better condition just so they can drive it down the road, or a car down the road or something. I don't know. But if it was a movie set, then I would assume so. Oh, here comes a car. Thought vehicles are not supposed to be on this road unless this is somebody official. Navy Engineering. I was right. Again, with the close-ups, Brent. military use. So they're lucky. They get a vehicle with headlights. I had a little flashlight. Smile always. That's for sure. Whew. Hey. There we go. Somebody has class. You know, if I wanted to know what a real life Last of Us would look like, well, this would be it. Long stretch. We should be reaching Oregon Road somewhere along here, because I see it curves up ahead, but it doesn't show that way on the map. But who knows? Oh, Oregon Road is right there. Huh, might be a little longer than I thought. And it's a light, misty sprinkle now. Cool. Well, we finally made it. Here's the bridge. It's definitely seen better days, or at least the highway has. Let's see here. There's a parking space. Bug. I think it's that way. Or at least I think it's that way. Maybe it's over here. Let's see. Ah, parking. Here we go. Alright. Finally taking a break. Let's see. It is 12:10 right now. I left Ray's Tunnel at 10:47, so it took me an hour and a half to walk that. And then so from here to walk all the way back would probably be about 2 hours. By my estimation, that's without me stopping. So this is our checkpoint. That's where we're stopping for the day from walking the rest of that. But this is where we're gonna park tomorrow, and then just up the road a little bit should be an abandoned aqueduct. I got my notes right here, but let me see. I had, okay, here we go. The South Pennsylvania Railroad Aqueduct. Basically, it is an artificial channel for conveying water. kind of the same thing with the tunnels. It was built, and then funding stopped, you know, supplies, and it was eventually just left to sit there. So I think once we're done with our break, we're gonna go up and we're gonna find it, look at it, and then be on our merry way back to the car. So these structures were built in the 1880s, but construction stopped in 81 due to rising costs. And the railroad and the aqueduct, which we're about to go see, was never finished. The railroad was just what was supposed to be, was just left. And then in 1938, the road was paved, turned into a highway, and then opened in 1940. The expressways and the throughways themselves, they were eventually, I think they began construction in 58 and then were officially bypassed in, or at least this stretch was officially bypassed in 1968. So I was close. Accurate. I was around in that area. But anyway, so today we are going to go see this aqueduct, and then tomorrow not only are we going to go see Sidling Hill Tunnel, and right now I'm debating on whether or not I want to actually go through that tunnel, just because it is significantly longer, and from what I am led to believe, it is very spooky in there. So, but that's tomorrow's deal. But also, if we go down the road a ways, not a ways, it's probably a very short walk, is an old abandoned POW camp. So, used to house Germans after the war, and there's a lot of interesting history that I've written on the back here, but that's tomorrow. That's day 2, baby. Alright, I'm gonna chill out for a little bit longer, and then we're gonna go see this aqueduct, and then debating on whether or not to Uber back or simply walk back. So, we'll see. We are going this way, and it should be half a mile, if I remember reading correctly, so won't be too long of a walk. The old dynamite shed, from what I remember reading. Well, I hope there isn't a stick of dynamite buried underneath this somewhere. That would just be very irresponsible. And there it is. This massive unused aqueduct. Originally meant to be a part of the railway. Now, obviously this tunnel is way too small for a train. as this is an aqueduct and this is meant for passing water. But as far as I'm aware, the railway was supposed to go over top of this thing. At least that's what was implied. Get up this hill. They would have had more digging to do, that's for sure. Can't really see a alternative way they dug out. Yeah, I don't know how they would have built a railway in here, but it is 199 feet long, 15 feet high, and 10 feet wide. Built pretty much at the same time the tunnels were being made. I should also mention that no machinery was used in the making of this aqueduct. It was all handmade, and you know, obviously they had to haul stuff up through here. So we're talking well over 150 years ago. All these trees have since come in. So to kind of imagine what it would be like back then when they were planning this whole thing out, it's a mystery to me how they would have made a whole railway through here, but who knows? I could be wrong on that. Might have just been an aqueduct. Strange place to put an aqueduct in the middle of the forest, so who knows? My battery is almost dead, so I think when I get back to the road, I think I'm just gonna Uber back to the car. Okay, so I just tried using my Uber app for the first time. No drivers available. Thankfully they refunded my $13, which is so weird. You pay for it and then they search for a driver, and if they don't find a driver they just refund it. I don't know, like, I don't think it should be paid in full until like they find a driver, like it's on the way, it's gonna happen, you take your ride, you get to the drop-off point, and then they charge you. I don't know, that's just how I would do it. But it looks like I'm hiking back to the car. So we're in for a long walk, and my battery is almost dead. So probably won't get a lot of footage on the way back. I mean, we took a lot coming down here in the first place. So, alright guys, let's do this. See you guys in a couple hours. Hi guys. So as you can clearly see, everything's fine. My battery just completely died midway through the tunnel, so no Blair Witch Project disappearance happened. It's all good. we're all good. Today was a very good day, I feel. Overall, 7 hours of walking. The last 2 hours walking back up from the parking lot to my car were excruciating and almost a bummer because I never used Uber before, so I was really hoping to get used to Uber or experience Uber for the first time, and it almost didn't surprise me that there was nobody available or even in existence in the area to do an Uber. But whatever. Plus, I probably could have hitched a ride from the tree cutter guys, but they were going in the opposite direction, so I didn't want to bother them. But yes, today was good. I can't wait to sit down and finally edit all this. Tomorrow, we're going to explore the other half of that highway. We're going to be closer to the car, hopefully. At least on Google Maps, the next half won't be so long. We're also going to check out the German POW camp, and I got notes on that, and we can go over all that tomorrow. But I'm debating on whether or not to go through Scything Hill Tunnel or check out one end, go back to the car, drive around to the opposite end, check that out, and just completely avoid going in it. Because this tunnel is just over a mile. And it curves, so once I go in, it's pitch black. Even with a flashlight in Rays Hill Tunnel, that was dark. Especially at the middle point. I mean, I kept looking over my shoulder every few yards because, every little creak or noise and moan, you think it's something. But we'll see. The only thing that kept my composure with going through Rays was the fact that I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. The fact that I'm just walking into plain nothingness it's a little more anxiety inducing, I won't lie. But I don't know. We'll see when I lay eyes on it tomorrow. But yeah, can't wait to finish this other half of the movie, and I'll finally have something. I'll have done something. Oh, I should mention that it did take me 14 minutes to walk one way through Rays Hill Tunnel. So, and that was under a mile. So if this Scything Hill Tunnel is over a mile, we're probably looking at between 20 and 30 minutes one way. So between 40 and an hour of just spending it in a dark tunnel. So I don't know. I'll make up my mind tomorrow. But until tomorrow, I'm going to relax. My feet are sore, really sore. So I'll still walk tomorrow. I should be fine by tomorrow. But alright guys. I guess I'll catch you tomorrow.
Feeling good, feeling nice. Start the morning with my smile really wide. Blind you with my pearly whites. I'm rising
Good morning, guys. It is day 2 and the final day of exploring, and right now we are at the old POW camp. It is pretty much just down the road from the abandoned highway, and it doesn't look like it's that big of an area. It looks like just a bunch of skeletal remains, except for the officer's cabin that's still standing that we just drove by. So let's see here. So the information's on the back. All right. So this was when it was a POW camp. This was called Branch Camp 6. It was in effect from May 1945 till March 1946, and then it closed indefinitely. But from that time period, that was when they held the German POWs. As far as I'm aware, I couldn't find any information. It wasn't like a cruel POW camp, but they were tasked with cutting pulpwood, which is used to make paper. Now, originally, this place was built in 1933 by the Civilian Conservation Corps. It was a government organization that gave jobs to unemployed young men during the Great Depression. And eventually, the camp became to be known as the Sidling Hill Camp S52 from 1933 till 1937 during the construction of the main superhighway. So, and then from 1939 till 1940, wait a minute, hold on. I might have gotten ahead of myself. Well, it says from 1939 till 1940, this place was used, yes, it was used by those building the turnpike. Sorry for the delay. If you can't tell already in this movie that I have brain farts literally all the time, and it's annoying. Alright. And then in 1941, this was reopened as a base for conscientious objectors during World War II, or CO Camp 20. This was chosen because it was located adjacent to the turnpike, which ran till 1944, and then, what did I write? Non-military personnel were tasked with like building roads, fighting forest fires, and planting trees. Again, that's what this place was used for at that point in time. Its final usage was as a POW camp, which eventually closed in 1946, and then eventually left to the elements. Buildings, most of the buildings I could tell were eventually torn down. There was no point, and then I would assume later on it became like just a historical, again, with the brain farts, it became, a historical place. I'm sorry. I know the word that I want to say, but it's not coming to me. I'm sure it's on one of those signs. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the word. But we're going to get out. We're going to explore this little area for a little bit, and then we're going to go right on continuing our expedition of the old highway. So let's get to it. I took 2 ibuprofen before I left my hotel to kind of help with. It's mostly my my calves right here that are sore, and my heels. But the ibuprofen seems to be helping. But this is it. There's the officer's cabin right over there. But this whole area was once just a big camp. And then there's a chimney. And obviously there was a house over there at some point. So let's see here. Actually, there's a... Here we go. Alright, the Civilian Conservation Corps Camp S52. The officers' building, which is right over there. There was another cabin that sat next to it, which is no longer there. Let's see, the forest fire training, swimming hole. That's probably somewhere around here. Doubt it's full anymore. Then the gate to S52, which would be... The road looked bigger back then. See? I assume it was over there. And then the barracks outside, which, you know, the barracks are no longer here. It is instead taken over by pine trees. The barracks inside. So here they are, tree planting, forest fire training, road building. There's the old highway, back when it was nothing but land. Tree planting, building, maintenance. All right. And then, it's kind of nice to have a map. Okay. And then here's a picture of the POWs in camp. One smartass doing the Heil Hitler. I don't even know if that's a... I think that's... Yep, that's a POW. It's a guy still allegiant to Hitler. Pictures from various POW camps, so... Wow. Well, you put Jews in them, so kind of asked for it. Alright, German sketches from barrack walls. Wow. And then here's the camp layout. This place has markers set up, so the barracks guard, which is literally right behind us. And I just saw, there's the old layout, or at least you can tell. Well, I assume they just put stone here to kind of give it a line out, but well, if you need to go to the bathroom, that's too bad because it's no longer here. And then over here is where the kitchen / mess hall used to be. Doesn't seem like that big of an area to keep a kitchen, a mess hall in, but definitely where they used to cook. It's actually decent craftsmanship, especially from, you know, building it way back when. And then, well, it's still a mess hall if these picnic tables are still here. This is where storage used to be, or at least one of the buildings from what the map says, but this is whatever's left of it. Broken stone slabs. demolished and put into a pile. Unlike 4 over here where the foundation is still intact. Little pillar that would assume, yep, right here. Another pillar sat right here and that's gone. Alright, number 5, and I read the map wrong, so I apologize, but that was not the storage shed. That crumbled pile of stone was the storage shed. This was the lavatory and laundry room. Which makes sense. This looks like could be the size of, you know, bathrooms and laundry. Nothing like camping in a abandoned POW camp, but 24. Is that right? I don't think there's a 24. Because we're all the way over here. Probably can't even read that on my phone. But 24. Alright, so we just came from there. We're walking towards 13, which should be the incinerator, but I don't see a 24 on the map. They should probably update this. So, but somewhere around in this area should be an incinerator, and then I assume this used to be the watering hole. Ugh. This looks like a old watering hole. Yep. Yep. Grow it in now. Just spotted this. So I believe that's on the other side. So if we walk up around back and follow that trail, maybe that's 13. Looks a little small to be an incinerator though. Alright. Yep, 13. 13 is what they called the incinerator. And then the incinerator, I mean, obviously I assumed the building was a little bigger, but now it says on the map that there was a bigger mess hall, and I don't want to try and jump to conclusions. Oh, there's the marker. This should be 7 because it looks bigger. Yep. This was just one big mess hall. Again, now overtaken by trees. I don't know what this big stone slab was here for. could. Well, if you're thirsty, you're not getting a drink from this water fountain anytime soon. Literally what is left of the infirmary, so if I get hurt, better try my luck elsewhere. The generator room. Well, Mother Nature wanted to help to restore the roof, so she got a bit of head start on it. The old officer's cabin, still in relatively good condition. Logs and clay, at least I assume clay, either clay or cement. Old pull-up bar. Don't look at me. I can barely pull myself out of bed. I like how the rocks kind of form like a wall. In a sense, like this was definitely where the parties were had when they put the prisoners down for bed. Like how these tree stumps are perfectly aligned with one another. But there's a fourth one missing, but there's a hole right here where it would have sat, but who knows what this could have been for. Could have just been some well-placed planting. So I was wrong again. Ow! Tripped over a stump. So 11, this is where the kitchen and the mess hall originally was. There is literally nothing saying that this was a kitchen at whatever point in time. And this is just a ditch. Yep. I see some metal pipe sticking out of the ground over there, but yeah, there's literally nothing here. And that chimney that we walked by earlier, that was the officers' rec center, which makes sense, you know. Why wouldn't they have the big chimney, the big fireplace? Well, might as well go get my pack, since The trail seems to go directly to Sidling Hill Tunnel, so it's not going to make it extra challenging for me just to drive down the road than to walk up the highway, but we'll still check it out. I know there's an old, I mean, it's nothing now. It's just a big bare land where like a rest stop used to be, but I want to see if we can find that today. It should be just off to the side. I should probably clarify why I am making a movie. If I hadn't said it already in the beginning, it's been a dream I've had for 13 years. It just started off with like imagination, coming up with stories. Here's the road. But it started off with me being a kid in BOCES, designing movie posters based on ideas, and I would do that for the next decade. And then there's Sidling Hill Tunnel. I have ADHD. My attention span is that of a squirrel. But it's always been a dream. Trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, like what was my interests. So, and I figured, well, I grew up in the country, so really the only thing I had to do was play outside, or watch movies, and both required use of the imagination. So, kind of figured, maybe I'll pursue something like this. And it was really just a lot of talk, a lot of wondering if I would even get to this point. But I'm glad I'm making something. It's pretty cool. And I can't wait to share this experience with you. Basically the same layout as Rays Hill. So the office is on the bottom, and then there should be like 2 floors up, and then that's where the fans were used to circulate the exhaustion made by the cars out of the tunnel. And unlike Rays, I can't see a light at the end of the tunnel. This is well over a mile long. You can barely see in there. Can't see anything. I think I barely see, like I just barely see a light. Hello? You see something all the way down there. Really can't with the camera, but I can just make out light at the end of the tunnel. But this tunnel turns to the right a little bit. Somebody had a fire here. Well, I like the design a lot better, and I don't really think this was an office. This was a garage at one point. So these are doors. Yeah. It's basically the same layout as the other one, so I probably didn't even notice that Rays Hill Tunnel also has garage doors. They got stone layout on that side too, just not as much. Seriously debating on whether to walk through this one. Yeah, that's where they pull the car in. Kind of makes sense if something broke down. Not entirely sure if I'm gonna traverse up this way. I mean, probably could, but it's a lot of holding on and trying to pull myself up there. Plus these look like, unlike the one at Ray's, had some sort of stability. These are about ready to fall. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna even get up there. Again, same as Ray's. I wonder if this was like coal storage. You know what I mean? You'll float too. Thanks, Pennywise. Well, this isn't caved in like the other one. Bet I can find a trail or something that leads up there. Oh, just, it's not totally steep, but it's something. And I mean, we're definitely coming back out this way, so we'll take the less complicated path down. But this leads to the upper level of the tunnel. You can see the fans in there. Well, there's a will. People will find a way to get in there. Those stairs are intact. And yeah, basically the same layout. Somebody really pulled the entire protection gate off of this one. Tell you what, anybody who worked up here definitely suffered from like being deaf. And then we're definitely not going in there, but if you remember from Rays Hill Tunnel, I mean, these were just rooms that went up and down the tunnel. Basically had all the lighting and whatnot. Yeah, we're not going down there. Just another room. I mean, those stairs lead to the bottom, but we'll take the safer way. Long way, but safer. Nice view though. It's funny, any little noise you hear gets the nerves going a little bit. Well, basically the same layout. But we're gonna make our way back down and probably take like a little break. We got squirrels fighting. Huh. It's interesting. Oh, it's a drainage system going through here. The water would drain off of here, go in here. Well, it would prevent, you know, from getting over here and screwing up the foundation. So it's pretty ingenious, if I might say. Alright guys, so safely made my way down a better pathway, but surprisingly my battery is on 1 bar already, so I am going to head back to the car and charge it. We're not going to walk through Sideling Hill Tunnel. Mostly because it is nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. Just walking through Rays, you know, being in that middle, you know, even though you can see light at the end of each tunnel, it still was nerve-wracking to be in the dark even though I had light. Even standing, you can barely just make out the light at the end of this one. And even though I have like a flashlight and a headlamp, not a headlamp, a lantern, I'm still not gonna walk through it just because it is over a mile long, whereas Ray's was just under, and that took me 14 minutes one way. So overall, I spent a half hour just walking in that tunnel, and by my estimation, I would be spending between 20 to a half hour just walking one way. So I really don't want to be spending an hour of my time in a dark tunnel where literally anything can happen. It's kind of a general rule of mine. If I can't see, then I'm not gonna be there. I mean, I've been to the Dansville Sanatorium twice, and both times I can only stand to be in the basement for a few minutes, just because it was pitch black and I didn't want to go down to each end and potentially have something happen, you know, the building, you know, crumbled, or, you know, something were to collapse on me, or if somebody happens to be in there and is not making themselves be aware, or a wild animal. So I think in good conscience, I am not going to walk through this very, very dark tunnel. If you want to call me a chicken, that's fine. I am trying to be smart. But I do want to come back to this place at some point, and if I have somebody with me, I will definitely walk through this place. But I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to walk back to the car. I'm going to charge it, and then we'll probably head down to Oregon Road, where I'll walk a good portion of it, and then we're going to actually make our way around to the other side. There's another parking area where we can see the other side of the tunnel, and then we can traverse to the end of where the highway ends, which shouldn't be too long. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you in a bit. You know, for an abandoned highway, even when it comes to authorized vehicles, they like to traverse this part a lot. One big vacuum or leaf blower. Cleaning one side of the whole road. It's interesting. That's going to be loud. Again, he has a vehicle with headlights. I'm just a dude with a camera and a flashlight. Even the tunnel engulfs the whole truck into complete darkness. I literally walked right past this and did not even notice. It's amazing what you find in here. It's literally right next to the highway too. I don't even know what this was, unless this was like a supervisor's shed or just a, I don't know, something for the workers to use the bathroom or take a lunch break or something, because it's like right next to the tunnel. Wild. Love the smell of the pines. And definitely a shorter walk back to the car today. It's nice. Alright guys, we're back where we left off yesterday, or where we left yesterday after I could not get a Uber out here, but the car is right there, and we didn't drive that far down the road, so there shouldn't be too much to explore between here and where we came out to explore the tunnel. But still, I want to see every little inch. Doesn't look like that long of a walk. Unlike that way. That was a long walk back to the car yesterday. Oof. But hey, we're walking on the right side of the road today, so, you know. And it's 1 o'clock right now. We were supposed to get clear skies, but alas, nada. It's a little bit more filled in. And by that I mean you wouldn't even know there was a second lane going through here. But I can see the corner up ahead, and Again, short walk to and back. You can tell, definitely tell which side they prefer to drive on. That blower that just went by. It's cleaner, I'll give it that much. You know, it's probably a really, really good idea that they shut down this 13-mile stretch. Just because, you know, in today's climate, you know, back then, you know, they were already having problems with traffic. But can you imagine today if they just kept this open? I tell you what, I don't think this place, or at least this highway, would see no congestion, like at all. Maybe when traffic slows down in the middle of the night. Maybe. And like I said, short walk. There's the corner where we came out of, and then there's the tunnel right there. But like I already said, we're not walking through it. No. Alright guys, we're not done yet. We still have to drive to this other parking lot and take a look at the other end of Sideling Hill, and then walk to the end of the abandoned part of the highway. And it is 1:45 right now, so we should have enough time to finish this today. So I will see you guys in a bit. Alright, well, here I am at the other parking area, and I'm not alone. Should be a nice walk to the other end of the tunnel, but where I also wanted to go to the end of the highway, which is back that way, I did drive past a fenced off area that said private property, so this might end up being the finale. Otherwise, you know, I can take another look at it, but more than likely this will be the stopping point. I mean, I can walk back the other way, but if it's really private property, like, you can't, like, I remember reading like a part of it was fenced off for like military personnel use or whatever, but I thought I drove past that on, because I took the expressway here today, and I drove past a blocked off portion of the old highway that I pointed out yesterday, where the old highway would have crossed. So I thought that was the area, but obviously there's more than one area that's blocked off to the public. So alright, we are going to get to walking and hopefully see that other area that used to be like a rest stop along this part. I'm pretty sure it should be along this part. Otherwise, I'm actually parked on the old highway. Obviously, they have this whole part blocked off which means somewhere along this stretch, I'm gonna have to. There's gonna be an opening for like people who are authorized to come out on here. I thought it would be down here, but obviously goes right through here. This is way more congested. I think they ultimately blocked this off. I don't see another way through. There was an opening, or there was a driveway going up here, but that might be private. But we're gonna go this way first thing, see it, and then whatever little left we can make out going that way, we can see. Yeah, wow. Way more congested over here. Somebody did work. Huh? They've been working down through here. Maybe it's the hike to bike people working to get this place up and ready or something. I don't know. But definitely something out of a post-apocalyptic place. I can see and hear work up ahead, and look at that. That means this whole, at least that side, was just completely overgrown. Mostly dirt now. Looks like they bulldozed it. So, and this asphalt is really old, so they probably just ended up bulldozing the asphalt out with it too, and it's just dirt. But I see a siding up here, so that's probably where the old rest stop used to be. Probably won't be able to get in there today, but we'll see. Yep, that has to be it, because the road extends off this way. So that was obviously the old pull-off point. Can't even tell that 2 lanes went through here because the bushes and the trees completely overtook that second one. But yeah, they've definitely been clearing stuff out. I mean, it's nothing but asphalt now. But an old rest stop, like gas station and stuff, used to be here. Now it's just a big parking lot with guys working on cleaning up this part. I don't think I'll go in there, but yeah, look at that. It's a dirt mound pushed over onto this side. I mean, and the trees are not that big, and meaning they're not that old. So obviously when construction happened, or I should say deconstruction, tearing down all this stuff, they just pushed the dirt over here since the highway wasn't going to be in use anymore. Had a mower out. Surreal. I'm pretty sure this is a cleanup job up through here to make it more appealing, to not let nature completely reclaim it. And here is where you would come out and right back out onto the highway. Yeah, if I come over here, yeah, this lane going this way is fine. But if we hop over here, I mean, there's still pavement, but overshadowed with grass and brush. I mean, shoot. If this part was like that part, you wouldn't even know there was a highway going through here unless you were to stumble upon it. Yeah, look at this. Completely overtaken and reverted back to nature. Good thing this part is still up to date-ish. Again, I just have to, oh wait. Have to point this out. Out of the 4 lanes, there's only one visible lane because this right part is completely overtaken by nature. The other part, I can still see some asphalt, but it's being overtaken by moss, and it's slowly being reverted back into just dirt. This is absolutely wild. Definitely one of the coolest places I've ever been to. Definitely getting skinnier, guys. Look at that. Mother Nature is something else. I mean, cleanup guys constantly come through here. You would think this was just a single lane pavement road, but no. Because right there is the other side of the highway, all overtaken by nature. Totally tubular. All right. Now it's starting to clear out just a little bit. I can see the other side of the highway now. But it's so weird, like during this stretch, it just gets so congested. I don't know why. Dare you if enter. Probably should have put it the other way around, but hey, what do I know? And again, a slight hill. So, you already know how much I don't like hills. So, that's okay. I think around this corner should be the other end of the tunnel. You know, this would have been a very pretty drive through here. I mean, back when this first opened, and you know, you gotta think this is all brand new. You know, highways, you know, big roads, cars, all brand spanking new. But at the same time, these tunnels were built for trains. And granted, you know, trains still, you know, go on inclines and stuff. But just looking at this, you know, I can't really bring myself to believe this is where they would have had a railway go through. Unless they never really got the chance to lay the foundation for said railway. They just constructed the tunnels and then left it there. It's the only reasonable explanation I can come up with. And there is the ass end of this tunnel. Huh. Unlike Ray's, which only had one fan room, as opposed to its opposite end. Ooh, don't break my ankle. Sidling Hill looks like they have two, which is understandable. This one is longer in size, so they probably needed ventilation or fans at each end. There's the garage door on this end. That's completely fallen down. Yep. And just like at the other end, if I squint my eyes well enough, I can just make out a little bit of light at the end of it. You really can't see it with the camera, but yeah. Whew. Hello! That echo though. Well, this one only has a little hole in it. Basically the same look as the other one. Stairs are completely gone. And so is the area. But here's this ladder that goes up. It's been rigged on there. Climb your way up here. Seems sturdy enough. Bathroom. Won't lie to you guys, that was definitely a challenge to get up there. 150-year-old building. Definitely, we'll probably go out that way. Make it a little easier. Do what we've been doing. And wow, this one is a little bit more flooded. Let me turn this off. Ugh. Water, mud, whatever. Grew up in the country. Ugh. Again, same deal down there. It's just where they installed the lights and stuff. Jesus. Jesus. It's very vivid. Chicken wing eating player. Man. Huh? A little roomier out here. Not going down there. Let's see. There's a way to. There's gotta be a trail. Leads somewhere. Looks like there does. Oh. Cool. Kurt Cobain, RIP. Man. Definitely like a marvel at one point of engineering. Definitely one of the more easier ways to get back down. Bunch of scrap of whatever, probably from up there, by my guess. You know, judging from all the mud and whatnot, looks like this place flooded at one point. Because there was a lot of mud upstairs. Mud. Who knows? Alright, so we're taking a break right now to give my heel a little bit of a break. I did take 2 ibuprofen for walking down here, and there is a light coming. Might be just one person. Hello! No answer. Hi. Telling you, man. These tunnels are creepy. Battery's on low power again. Great. Better late than never.
At the end of this highway,
Cool.
when I find it, I'll be home. The river flows down to the
For all you
water.
Harry Potter fans.
Long grass and the wind does blow. There's a valley at the end of this highway. It's mine. I'm going home.
Looks like they left. There's the old curb. This is where old foundation used to be. Probably where the gas pumps in the building used to be. This was definitely the parking area. And then I can see where they've been coming in and out of. You can see a curb in there. Curb buried right in those leaves. Probably for like trucks or something to pull in. Alright. We made it back to the car. My battery is almost dead. So I'm gonna sit in the car for a bit, let the battery charge up a little bit more, and then we'll take a little bit more to look around, and then we'll probably head on back to the hotel. I'm limping at this point. That bottom part of my foot hurts. But yeah, it looks blocked off by mounds of dirt or something. I just heard a car drive by, so probably on the other side of this dirt mound is the road. Yep. And I can see the other part of the highway, but it's a private roadway. Well, I don't know about you guys, but it's not that private. Dug all this out. what remains of the other side of the road right there. And then, yeah, this is less up to date than the other part, but private. And it looks like it's barely even touched. I mean, there's some tire tracks that way. But we're not going to push our luck. I just wanted to kind of see what this other part looked like. And then, from what it looks like on Google Maps, this part goes directly to the expressway or throughway. They all look the same. But if we were to continue walking, we would eventually see where it got cut off. But again, like I said, my car is literally parked right in front of this fence, and I'm not going to push my luck. Even if I wanted to, I'm not going to. But I think this is where the journey pretty much ends. So I'm going to again, I can't get over the fact that this is a private road and somebody like cut their way in through here and they just never bothered to repair it, which I'm sorry, is pretty much, it's open season to pretty much walk in here if you're not going to fix it. But I am going to put on back to the hotel, shower, relax for a little bit, and then I'm going to head up to town and go to an actual restaurant, like an original, and get myself a drink or two to celebrate. So what do I know? Good morning, adventurers. Today is Thursday, October 19th, and today's the day we finally go home and begin the editing process. But before I leave to go do that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. You know, not just the adventure itself, but the adventure of making a movie. Just, again, something I wanted to do for a long time. And now that I've finally done it, you know, whether it'll be, you know, a half hour, an hour, you know, an hour and a half, you know, who knows. I made something, so, and thank you for your support and encouragement. You know who you are. But I just wanted to give that quick shout out. So, and now it's time to pack up, go grab some breakfast. I picked a really good location. You know, Denny's is right across the street, so I can't complain. But pack up, get breakfast, get gas, and then put on some music, and then drive 4 hours. So, Alright, guys. Time for one of those montages.
Late night, new town. You look this way like you know me. Bright lights, street sounds. You walk this way like you own it. And you got another beat about you. I ain't ever wanna be without you, no. Oh. And you got another beat about you. I ain't ever wanna be without you, no. Oh, oh, oh. So follow me, follow me on down. 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 New song, fresh moves. You smile slightly 'cause you know it. And